City Council meeting to order. The invocation is by Pastor James Jones. Dear God, we are thankful for your presence among us even when we gather virtually. We're thankful for your guiding hand, the wisdom you provide, and the peace that guards our hearts and our relationships. As our city leaders gather on the eve of a national election, we're reminded of the blessing of our republic and our right to choose leaders. Protect our community and our nation in the coming days. In the name of Christ, amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call.
Here.
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 Here. Here. Here.
All aldermen are present. Omnibus vote designation. Need a motion to approve.
So moved.
Motion by Alderman Bryant, second by Alderman Driscoll. Roll call.
Here. Yes.
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 Motion carries 8-0. Minutes of the public hearing held October 19, 2020. Minutes of the regular meeting held October 19, 2020. Motion to approve the minutes.
So moved.
Motion by Alderman Driscoll, second by Alderman Bryant. Roll call.
Bill here, Mr. Mayor. Mr. Mayor, there is a correction on the minutes of the council.
Okay.
Plan Commission recommendation, second paragraph, starting with the end of the second line. The motion was to go to commercial 1C1. There was no motion with respect to the special use for a drive-up, so that needs to be deleted.
All right. Okay, motion to approve the amended minutes.
So moved.
Motion by Alderman Bryant, second by Alderman Driscoll. Roll call.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Motion carries 8-0. An ordinance amending the zoning classification of certain property. Jeff Peabody, 605 East Park property. Motion to approve the zoning classification to C1 by.
So moved.
Motion by Alderman Bryant, second by Alderman Driscoll. Questions or comments?
Yes, are we changing the classification of property from residential to commercial?
To C1, yes.
There's no special use for anything.
There's no special use because of two reasons. One, Mr. Peabody, of course, didn't want the special use. But I think it was discussed at the city council meeting that, a drive-up facility will be permitted under a C without having a special use. There is no special use, i.e. for a drive-up facility, C1 or a C2. It would require a whole new hearing, another ordinance to create a special use. But if you look at what's allowed in C1, you've got gas stations, so that will for drive-up things. Obviously, if you wanted to put up in a drive-up liquor facility, that would be a different story. But the kind of things he was talking about, I think, would be permitted just under a C1 classification.
Okay.
All right.
What kind of question? There was a question about spot zoning. This seems to be exactly what we're doing here.
Well, I think I addressed that at that on the speeding. Spot zoning obviously is illegal, but there is certain case law out there that recognizes that if a non
Yes.
Larry Bud,
Yes.
Mayor Barry,
Yes. Motion carries 9-0. An ordinance amending paragraph I of section 8-5-4 of chapter 5, title 8 of the Taylorville City Code. Liability of the property owner for building sewer repairs. Everyone should have received the new write-up that Rocky drew up today. Can I get a motion to approve the ordinance?
So moved.
Motion by Alderman Bryant.
Take a comment.
Hold on, let's get a motion first. Motion by Alderman Bryant. Second. Who's the second by? Second by, I think, Alderman Lanzotti. Questions or comments?
I have a comment.
Comment, Alderman Dorchenez?
Okay, I don't have that, I'm not on my computer today, this afternoon, Rocky's changes, and I talked to him today, and, I read through it, and, the first I read through it, I thought it was okay, but I'm second guessing myself with the wording in number 2, but I can't get number 2 in front of me now that I'm on the iPad.
Okay.
Okay, when the wording is, it says, number 2, it says, such repair work shall be performed by a licensed plumber. That's, if it's on the property or property, we don't care who does it. Number 1. And the tap is mentioned in there, so that any work that's done on the property owner's property is any repairs done on that property is his expense. The homeowner's expense, the homeowner is responsible for the expense of repairs of the sewer service line on his property. The city is responsible for any repairs on the property, which is, on the street, 25 feet from the middle of the street, on the alleys and 10 feet from the center of the alley. So the tap shouldn't be mentioned in there, number 2, that the homeowner's not gonna do any work on the tap. They're not gonna get liable. Period. Whether they got a plumber or not. So they're responsible from the service line from their house to the property, that property boundary. And then from the property boundary to the trunk line is going to be the city's responsibility. So it'll be part of the service line, maybe 2 feet or whatever, and then the tap and the trunk line. That's the city's responsibility. So that shouldn't even, the tap shouldn't even mention in number 2. Because the homeowner can't mess with the tap, period.
Well, here's why it's mentioned, and we had a discussion today about the speed.
Okay.
I thought it was mentioned at the last council meeting by your street superintendent, sewer superintendent, that over the years, there are some instances where the city's main line actually is outside of our easement right away and our property. It is on private property. So what I thought we were doing, that we were going to take care of our own taps, but if they were going to repair their service line that was on their property, which is going to require a tap onto your line that is in their property. Don't you want that by a licensed plumber? I'm sure that it's happening. Just like you would require, if you went to paragraph 1, that when you initially put in a service line, if you require it to be done by a licensed plumber.
No, the briefing that we came up with was the service line from the house to the boundary line of where the city, where the homeowner's property meets the city's property line.
But I'll stop for a minute. That's not correct, because the boundary lines go up to the city's property, but the city has a right-of-way or an easement in most cases. My boundary goes up to the edge of the roadway, subject to an easement or right of the city. So that's why I work with that one.
Well, my understanding was the city's property, if you're talking about the street, the city's property goes from the middle of
concerned we can take the language of Illinois licensed plumber and just say, instead of using that clause, that any maintenance, repair, replacement work that includes a tap on the city's sewer system, that portion of it must be performed by an Illinois licensed plumber. Don't you want a licensed plumber to be able to have to know what they're doing and tap onto your public sewer?
Absolutely, you're correct. I'm just struggling with wording. I think you're right. I'm just struggling with the way the wording is put in there. It kind of looks like it picks up with the property owner being responsible for fixing the tap.
I think there's
What you
still,
said was correct. The property owner is responsible up to the tap, and that's it. They're not just the tap, and then either the city does the tap, they don't have to have a plumber, but if we have to, for example, have to hire somebody out to replace the tap, like Peabody Plumbing, then Peabody Plumbing has to have a licensed plumber do the tap, he has the sewer superintendent has to inspect that work before it's covered up. That's the way it is now.
I think there's quite a few aldermen that still have questions on this. Is there any other alderman like to weigh in on this discussion?
Yeah, I would, Mayor, because, I think a lot of this, and it seems like every time we get talked about that, there's more questions and stuff. There, for one portion, it always says, street and sewer superintendent, and I think along with that, it could be his, delegate or, designee. I had submitted, we mentioned tap, and tap is really just the connection onto the line. I guess if the city is going to, make repair, I was talking today, okay, if I stop my sewer up, say I got kids and I flush a bunch of diapers or something down the drain, all the way out to it's on our property. Are we saying that we will fix that problem because it's on the city's property?
Yes.
Because I would be willing to, if during road construction or something gets broke, on Webster Street, for instance, we went on that, the construction project and we did fix it. The homeowner was at no expense whatsoever, because he thought that it would probably, cause the road construction. And I think we're opening ourselves into a can of worms here, if we decide that we're going to do all of the work that's, located within the easement or the city's right of way. I'm not in agreement with it. I think it really needs some more work. And, not good work, not good, I think needs spelled out a little bit.
Okay.
More clear.
Alderman Driscoll has her hand up here at the office.
I was just thinking, with all this discussion, we keep talking about things that basically should be at committee meetings, so I would like to offer a motion to table this until we can get this hammered out better and to speak with the street and sewer superintendent to get his input on this, considering he literally is the guy in the trenches.
Okay, there's a motion to table it. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Seconded by Alderman Olive. Roll call.
Bernie Dorchenez,
No.
Kathy Driscoll.
Yes.
Kathy,
Yes.
Lee Landzadi,
No.
Jim Olive,
Yes.
Driscoll Teddy,
Yes.
Megan Bryan,
No.
Larry Bud,
Yes.
John Burrow,
Yes.
Motion carries 5-3 to table it. An ordinance amending subparagraph I of paragraph J and deleting subparagraph N of section 6-9-4 and section 6-9-10, all of chapter 9 to title 6 of the Taylorville City Code, UTV regulations. Motion to approve the new ordinance. Motion by Alderman Bryant. Second. Second by Alderman Skoltedi. Questions or comments? Roll call.
Kathy Driscoll,
Yes.
Lynn Blake,
Yes.
Jim Olive,
Yes.
Driscoll Teddy,
Yes.
Megan Bryant,
Yes.
Larry Bud,
Yes.
Sean Burdell,
No.
Bernie Dorchenez.
Mayor Barry votes yes. Motion carries 8-1. An ordinance amending subparagraph A and B of section 7-1-4 and subparagraph G of section 7-2-1 of the Taylorville City Code. Lottery system for leases for lake lots, campsites, and boat docks. Motion by
I'll make the motion.
Alderman Driscoll, second.
Second.
Alderman Bryant, questions or comments?
Question.
Question, Alderman Bud?
My question is this, let's say that one of the ones that's already currently on a lake lot, and they put their name in for the lottery to go to a better lot, do they have to give up their existing lot? Yes.
Yes is the answer to that. That's already in the code.
Well, I thought I read that in there, but I wasn't sure because when this lottery happens, they have to put that up at that time. So that lot goes in the lottery.
Well, no, they can give it to a family member. We still allow that.
No.
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 Good, no.
No immediate family
No.
member of any tenant of any lake lot lease or campsite can participate in the lottery system, and no existing lessee of any lake lot or campsite or dock lease is allowed to participate in the lottery until they give up their lease.
Okay, that's
The
fine.
problem you've got now is these people are putting their name on the list, and they're giving their current lot, and they're spiking these lots for everybody of their family when they should be in the lottery. Make it fair to everybody.
Okay, so you're saying in order to be in the lottery, you have to give up your lake lot if you're a current owner now.
Correct.
Is that the way it is written?
If you win a lot, you give up your existing lot. You get the new lot. Well, actually, the way it's written,
Give it up first.
the way it's written, you have to give it up first.
Oh, why would you do that? Take the risk of not having one at all?
In other words, you can't be, the way it's written now, you guys can tell me how you want it, but the way it's written, you can't even hold on to a lot and put your name in and try to get a better lot. You gotta give it up and then you go in the lottery. I think that was designed to give more people the opportunity to acquire a lake lot or a campground.
Okay.
That was the marching orders, I thought.
Yeah, it was. Otherwise, you got the same situation you got now.
Right? No, okay. Just like I said, as long as everybody's aware of what they're voting on. Any other questions or comments? Roll call.
Leland Anxiety,
Yes.
Jim Olive,
No.
Driscoll Teddy,
Yes.
Megan Bryant,
Yes.
Larry Bud,
Yes.
Sean Burdell,
Stay.
Kathy Driscoll,
Yes.
Did everyone vote? I couldn't hear a couple of them.
yes.
But the mayor votes yes. So motion carries 7-1 with one abstention. All right. An ordinance amending paragraph D of section 3-3-13 of chapter 3 of title 3 of the Taylorville City Code, allowing Class B liquor license holders to deliver online liquor sales to its customers outside its business building premises. And what I asked City Attorney Ramondo to draw up with I would like to be able to just allow our 4 grocery stores who offer online grocery pickup the ability to include alcohol in their online sales, naming Kroger, Aldi's, Taylorville Food Center, and Walmart. And if that's possible to do with all these, I think we have 14 separate liquor license holders. And so, Romano, I will turn it over to you for an explanation.
Okay, let me speak to that. I just sent out probably 10 minutes before the meeting, you all may not have gotten a copy of it. I revised the ordinance, and you can see it on a footnote of 11-2, today's date. The 2 things I changed here, and I think we're all, I mean, the initial, if the only 2 grocery stores in town that I'm aware of that does the curbside delivery right now is Kroger and Walmart.
Aldi does as well.
They actually have an online website that you call in, and you could get your groceries delivered to your car. I think Taylorville Food Center, unless you guys tell me differently, they all deliver, and Aldi, I have no clue.
Kathy says Aldi's offered also.
I was there
They
today.
offer an online website?
Yes,
I believe so. That's what the sign out front said.
that's what
No,
Kathy said.
it's not their website, it's Instacart.
Yeah, so that's a different thing.
Oh,
So
okay.
the way it's written right now, if you look at the revised one, I actually said an online purchase offer through its online business website. And the only 2 right now, and I actually added the language, two red language you'll see in your thing. It says, for curbside pickup of groceries, which doesn't include delivery to your house. And then I also felt we needed to add a clause that the person who delivers it, puts it in your trunk, has to be someone over 21 years of age if it's going to involve alcohol.
Walmart already requires that.
And Kroger does.
So I think that those 2 things be in there.
Yeah.
So the way I've reworded it now this evening, it would probably only apply to Kroger and Walmart, the only 2 that I'm aware of that has online purchase order through its online business website for curbside delivery at its premises.
Okay.
Now, if you leave it like that, then if Aldi's were to create something like that, or the food service center would do that, then they would be able to do it. I need some direction from it.
And to let everyone know, Walmart and Kroger are the only 2 that have called me requesting this.
Right.
I, on my own, tried to include the other 2, but if they're set up different than the other 2, I'm okay with just allowing it to those 2 specific online grocery shopping
And
companies.
can I ask a question?
Yeah, Alderman Bryant's got a question, and Alderman Bertle's next.
So, both Kroger and Walmart already do it in other cities, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
So,
My question is, are those 4 grocery outlets, is that the only people we have with the Class B liquor license?
no, the convenience stores will have them like Casey's and different places like that.
So, my first question would be, are we gonna be okay with, so I'm assuming the gas stations or the convenience stores have a Class B?
Right. Yes.
Yeah, so are we gonna be okay with, if they decide to have curbside pickup and they want to deliver it to the car, are we gonna be okay with that?
Are they gonna
They
have
have
an online
Well, I
ordering
think
though?
if they would have an online,
Say they do, I mean, we got Pandora's box here, that's 13 other possibilities we're gonna have.
my personal opinion is, I don't really care as long as somebody 21 delivers it. If they gotta walk it out to the building because somebody's incapable of coming in there, I think that's a service that we may have to give to be ADA compliant. Now, I don't want them handing 6 and 12 packs out the drive-up window that some of them have, because I think you lose the security of carding the people. But I think this is just something that, due to this COVID-19, we're trying to stress people not going into grocery stores. And a lot of their complaints is they have to go in there if they want to buy a 12-pack or a case of beer, because we do not allow somebody to have the online grocery shopping with alcohol. That's what I'm trying to
Don't
relieve.
get me wrong, I'm all in favor of this. I like to go right out to my car. But I don't know why you can pull up to, I don't know what the convenience store is called, that's got the drive up window.
Route
But you
one.
can drive up there and get a pack of cigarettes. And at some point, when the city of Taylorville allows marijuana, I mean, at some point they're gonna have it. You can drive up there and get you some marijuana, but we can't have a six-pack out the window. It seems kinda a little nonsensical to me.
I agree, but I think that's a discussion for a later time. What I'm just trying to get where Kroger and Walmart can help our basically elderly people where they don't have to come into stores. And I think it's something that the city should allow. Now, how we can just limit to those
The only
two.
point I'm trying to make is when somebody finds out they can't, but somebody else can, similar to gaming, they're gonna find a way around that rule. So, all I'm saying is council okay with that? Because if you have, the way this reads, as long as you have an online website, which is not hard to produce, you can do this.
All right.
If you have a Class B.
Well, we'll deal with them when they come in.
I'm okay with it. Another thing, just to get by for the next 6 months, we can change classifications for next year and put those grocery stores in a certain classification, I would think, starting May 1st. Is that possible, Rocky?
It is.
So, I think this will get them through this winter, and then we can relook at the issue in May.
I got a question. I have a question.
Doesn't, I reading that ordinance too, that, whoever the individual is that brings it out to your vehicle also has to check and verify that, you are the person that, ordered it and you are over the age of 21.
That is correct. If you look at the amendment that I sent you guys about 15 minutes before the meeting, and additionally, the person who brings it out has to be at least 21.
Right, yeah, I glanced over it, I didn't read it verbatim.
Right.
Okay?
I got a question, Rocky.
Yes.
I'm looking at your ordinance that you sent to me, the revised ordinance. I don't see anything in there where you talk about Walmart or Kroger.
Well, you don't mention them by name, and it says, if you look at the blueprint,
Yep.
it's the online purchase order through an online business website for curbside pickup of groceries.
Right.
Those are the only two in the grocery stores that I'm aware of right now that offers that service.
I think that I agree with what Jim said there. We do pass the person bringing it out, must be 21 years old.
All right. Any other questions or comments?
I do. I got a comment.
Alderman Dorchenez.
I think we're gonna be, if we're gonna just allow the two right now, I think we're gonna have the criteria, and let them meet the criteria if they want to. Because of the fact that I think you're gonna get some pushback if, for example, if I'm a Class B and I can't do this because I do a website or whatever, if that's all I gotta do. I think anybody that's Class B ought to be able to, if they meet the criteria, as opposed to making somebody come back here later on and ask for it, because I think your concern's gonna be that if I normally go to ITA store to buy a beer, but they're not gonna be able to put it in my car, so if I go to someplace else and say, oh, I'm gonna start going there, well, they're gonna leave the country. And I think you're gonna get some pushback on that.
Yeah.
But I'd rather deal with it tonight, and allow it to do it, and then get pushback, where you're gonna backfight this game with something different with the video game.
Okay, do we want to change the motion to allow anyone with a Class B license to allow them to bring beer out to your car?
As long as they meet the criteria as, of what's in the ordinance, like Rocky's got it. They gotta be 21 to bring it out, all those things.
And do you have to order it online, or can you call them on the phone?
It wouldn't bother me either way. What difference is it? And the thing that I don't understand is that, if I go to the store and I buy it, and a clerk will, you want me to carry that out to the car for you? Sure. and they card me right now. They still do because we got stuck about 3 times, and that's the end of that. Now they card everybody.
Well, yeah, I know, but what if somebody, it would probably be a bagger that would take it out. I don't know, I'm not sure I'm good about the enforcement.
Well, I think by state statute, you have to be 21 in order to handle alcohol, so we could write that particular bagger kid up if he was 16 or 17, that would be a violation anyhow.
They can't even scheme.
Well, yeah, it would, but I don't think I'd be in favor of that, but I'm just one, so that's.
All right, Megan?
I'm just saying, all of this about being 21 and taking it to your car, that's liability on the store, first of all. And second of all, believe it or not, I bought alcohol this weekend, and they didn't even ask to see my ID.
Well, you're almost
And
40.
it don't say it's because I'm old.
It's because you're almost 40.
So
You hurt your feelings, man.
I'm just saying, I think that's almost a mute point. That's the liability of the store. Just like how many times does Kroger get shut down from selling to underage people? That's
Okay, from what I'm hearing, I need a motion to allow anyone with a Class B license in order to sell beer or bring beer outside off their business to their business property. Do I have a motion? Motion by Alderman Driscoll, second by Alderman Bryant. Roll call.
Whoa, wait a minute. I think we gotta make sure that you're saying it's any Class B liquor license holder who receives a call-in purchase order or an online purchase order to an online business website. So, allow someone to call up and say, I'm gonna order a bottle of rum, I'll be by and pick it up, and then they can bring it out to my car.
there's not
Okay.
anybody that's gonna do that.
I agree. That's what the motion is, correct, Alderman
Yes,
Driscoll?
that's,
Don't rewrite that ordinance, Rocky.
I'm sorry?
Don't rewrite the ordinance based on what they are saying.
Well, what it's gonna say, from what I'm hearing is, if you look at what I said, it'll say who receives and right there, a call-in purchase order,
Yeah, not just
or
or online.
an online purchase order through its online business website for curbside pickup of groceries that include blah, blah, blah. And we'll leave everything else. So all I'm gonna add is, right before the blue where it says online purchase, it's gonna say a call-in.
Yes,
So that makes everybody with a Class B eligible for this.
Correct.
yes.
That calls in, yeah.
Okay.
That calls in a Class B liquor license.
All right.
I accept that.
Roll call.
Jim Mullen,
Yes.
Chris Colton,
Yes.
Megan Bryant,
yes.
Larry Bud, Larry,
Where's Larry?
Where's Larry?
Talk to Larry. No.
John Brown,
Yes.
what?
Yes.
Thank you. Ernie,
Yes.
Kathy,
Yes.
Lee,
No.
okay.
Mayor votes yes, motion carries 7-2.
Go in Walmart, get the talk back, I'll be right back.
Motion,
I'm putting in my order now.
motion to bid
Good.
or advertise the working foreman position at the cemetery. Motion by
Megan.
Alderman Bryant, second.
Second.
By Alderman Bertle. Questions or comments? Roll call.
Chris Colton,
Yes.
Megan Bryant,
Yes.
Larry Bud,
Yes.
John Bertle,
Yes.
Ernie Dorchenez,
Yes.
Kathy Driscoll,
Yes.
Lee Landzadi,
Yes.
Jim Mullen.
Yes.
Motion carries 8-0. City attorney updates. Mr. Romano.
Thank you. 3 quick things. First, that as you all are aware, the Burnett Trust easement agreement has been signed and delivered to the title company for recording purposes. Secondly, we just recently, in the last hour and a half or 2 hours, we received a letter from engineer Reggie Benton concerning their inspection of the property at next to Reni's there at 205 and 207 West concerning that partially collapsed building. I haven't had a chance to review it, but I'll be getting with the mayor on Saturday with your input where we go from there. And then finally, you should be aware that Illinois Department of Labor complaint filed by Bill Newbury against the city of Taylorville and the mayor concerning some pay for a holiday, and we got a deadline to respond to that on November 10. I think I've been talking to the mayor, we'll get that an appropriate response to that. I would point out though that two ordinances that reference that. It's a non-bargaining ordinance, and I think when there was some language there about this triple time for holiday pay and whether or not superintendents should be getting any overtime pay, I think it needs to go back to the ordinance committee or personnel, whichever you think is appropriate, and get that ordinance corrected to the way it should be. So, any questions about that? That's it.
All right, thank you. Mayor update. Thank you for all the get well wishes. I'm feeling pretty good. I even got a call from Governor Pritzker last Thursday.
Oh, he's sick.
Thank you to the, trying to read my writing, the secretary wasn't here to type it, so. Thank you for all the different churches and businesses that had trunk or treats this weekend for the kids. Halloween was a success. We did receive the funding from the CARES Act. We received a check of, I believe, $460-some thousand last week. So that is good news. I want to personally thank Andrea for all the work she's put in last week, keeping me up to date with what was going on with the city, and also this weekend with the outbreak in our police department. We will issue a press release tomorrow to everyone. The municipal building is closed to everyone unless you call the Pacific office you would like to talk to. We have moved Thursday night's personnel meeting and emergency services meeting to next Monday at 6 p.m. And other than that, any questions, anybody needs any questions answered, please call the offices. We will be fully staffed, and we'll get through this as a togetherness. So that's all I have to say.
Did your secretary type that? Togetherness?
So my secretary is on quarantine until Thursday. She'll be back Friday, but I will be in the office all hours, and if you need me, feel free to use my cell phone. Any questions out there? With anything?
I got one question, Bruce.
Okay.
I don't need to know who, but how many people do we have in the police department? I have two.
I believe there's four that have tested positive, and a couple, 2 or 3 were waiting on results. We assume that they are probably positive also. We did get quite a few negative results back through rapid testing with the health board this afternoon, and as soon as I know different specifics, please call me and I'll let you know what I know. So, all right. Now, committee reports. There were no committee meetings were held in this time period, so I need a motion to approve or ratify the payment of bills. Motion by Alderman Bud, second by Alderman Driscoll. Alderman Bud, comment?
Electric, $17,155.67. Telephone, $1,754.37. Coverage, $2,555. Oil, for office supplies and other supplies, $1,550. Big R, bronze block, $1,959.75. Also for $1,272.76. Total for $1,290.75. Gross truck centers, $2,538.20. Sterling qualifiers, $3,151. Serve Pro, $6,450. Lively, Mathis, Cooper, Knowledge, $28,925. Self commercial, this is for the property, this is 204, $26,976.50. Fire department, holiday inn for training, $1,321.95. Food department, $1,000 for $1,000.
Water Department, Locker Construction, final payment, $259,112.29. IEMCO couplings, $1,540. Rollins Brothers for chemical delivery, $1,750.17. Airport, Aero Energy for 7,551 gallons of fuel, $28,899.48. These are total $408,076.94.
All right. Questions or comments? Roll call.
Mr. Gray? Megan?
Yes.
Larry Bennett?
Yeah.
John Riddle?
Yes.
Ordinance? Maggie Joseph?
Yes.
Lee Landzadi? Tim Olive?
Yes.
Pacetti?
Yes.
Motion carries 8-0. Per subparagraph G of 5 ILCS 120/2.06, this portion of the city council meeting is reserved for any person wishing to address the council on any relevant subject matters concerning the city. The Illinois Opens Meeting Act 5 ILCS 120/1 at C mandates no action shall be taken on subject matters not listed on the agenda, but the council may direct staff to address the topic or refer the subject matter to a future council and/or committee meeting. If anyone wishes to address the council, please provide your name and address, limit your comments or presentation to 3 minutes, and avoid repetitious comments. Anyone out there like to speak?
Yes.
Okay, Alderman Bud?
Okay, crossing guards, have they been notified to go back to work since school's going back?
I will make sure. I thought they were, but I think Andrea did, but I will make sure tomorrow that they are.
Okay. 510 Cottage, have you heard anything, did you get a call?
I did not get a call. Andy put the sign up today. He told me he sent you a picture of him putting the sign up. So they'll have 30 days to make some type of effort. Okay? Anything else?
Pardon?
Go ahead.
Well, I asked the mayor today to contact at least another company to see what the cost of it is to service the building with this virus, because I don't know whether we're getting the best bang for our $6,200 amount of money for every time they come.
Okay, I will make calls tomorrow and see what other companies are available to do that and what the rate is.
Does it have to be a company? Could it be like me?
I think it has to be somebody certified or something, but I will make various calls tomorrow and find out different options.
Okay, that's all I have.
Okay? One thing
Question, Mr. Mayor.
all right,
This is actually addressed probably to Megan,
Oh.
is that perhaps we can look into using, instead of FaceTime, using Zoom. That's what the court system was using. It's a lot better clarity, and it works quite well. And it's reasonably priced, and you can have as many as 100 people on it. So maybe we kind of throw it out to you, or really to kind of look into that.
okay. Megan and Julie will look into that in the next couple days.
One other
Zoom.
thing about the.
No, I have something to say about that.
Megan would like to respond.
Everybody actually already has the Zoom app on your iPads. If you look, you'll see a little blue. You already have a Zoom. So, next meeting, Andrea set this one up for us with the user or everything. So the next meeting, the next one, we'll try to do a Zoom instead of FaceTime. So it'll be easy. You just click on it. It says meeting ID. You put the number in, meeting password. You put the password in, and we're off to Zoom. And I don't know if you can see, we've got one going right here.
And it doesn't cost. I've never had to pay.
Very good.
I can't even tell what I'm doing. There we
And
go.
have you got the cameras for the TVs there yet?
No, I actually had to, this is the first time I've been up here, and I had to take a picture of the model number to make sure I get the right camera that, will be compatible with the TV. So that is on my to-do list tomorrow during my day job.
And I will point out that if we do this Zoom, those of you that are interested, you can do some real neat background.
Yes, you can. I was at the Eiffel Tower last week.
Don't help, Rocky.
All right, and for everyone speaking about the building next to Reenie's, I think it is someone in an emergency that will tear that down. I would like to have the permission to call Joe Coleman. He had given us a price earlier, a couple months ago, of 10 grand to tear down the back half, and let him tear that down and put it on the emergency orders. And I think we've got the okay to do that. So I will try to get the back half torn down this week. Then we'll have time to look and see if we're gonna have to tear the whole building down. We will pay this out of BDD funds. I assume we will put a lien against the property and try to force the property owner to pay back the BDD funds. Is everyone in agreement with that plan?
I have a suggestion too on that. Joe Survey does that work, he does really good work. He tore down St. Mary's School, the meticulous job, very, he had the new school right next to it, he did a good job on that. Maybe, get a quote from him too, maybe we can save him up.
All right?
Hey, Mr. Mayor,
Yeah.
I'm not really for come down the river and try to tear that entire building down unless it's absolutely necessary. I understand the back portion of it, but if you take a building out of the middle of that block, it's gonna look extremely odd.
Well, Sean, if you and I'll get you
The building thing to be safe, I think about that.
I will get you a copy of Reggie's report. Like Rocky said, we just got it about an hour ago. I haven't read through it, but what I did read says, once if the front part of the building does not get substantial remodeling done, then it will be in just as bad a shape within a year or two, is what I read into Reggie's report. So I'll get you a copy of that. I think Reggie's report is very explanatory towards to tear the back half down. So I will have Joe Survey, Joe Coleman get a couple, 3 quotes and decide. I think we need to get somebody that really knows what they're doing, as these buildings are either connected or very, very close together. And we had real good luck with Joe Coleman, but I like Joe Survey myself too, so I will get quotes from both them. All right, any other questions or comments?
I have another comment, please.
Alderman Bryant.
So it was brought to my attention today by several extremely angry campers that were shutting the water off on Wednesday, but yet they can be there until the 15th.
All right, well, I was told by our lake superintendent that we developed a couple water leaks over this past weekend with the cold weather, and we thought it would be best if we drained the lines this week. He's been in contact with Mr. Spiegel, and I believe Mr. Spiegel and Mr. Ortman came up with that would be the best solution.
So we can't make it through the weekend so that the people that haven't been out there to winterize have water when they go out to winterize? I mean, we're sending everybody out there to winterize everything and get everything shut up, and they have no water. So we can't make it another 4 days?
We will discuss that tomorrow with Mr. Ortman and Mr. Spiegel.
I just want the record to show that I spoke for the people.
All right.
The city didn't pay its water bill, so I had.
Yeah, I know, right?
Correct.
We probably owe the water department.
All right, any other questions or comments?
May
Oh.
I make a comment?
Yep, go ahead.
Okay, just to reiterate what Mayor Berry had said in regards to the positive cases at City Hall, he is correct, there are 4 positive confirmations within City Hall, and we're waiting 2 results. And I don't recall if he said this or not, but the building has already been disinfected and cleaned before today, and obviously we'll continue that, but we have put precautions and steps in place, hopefully to slow the spread of the virus.
All right. Thank you, Andrea. Anyone else with a comment or question? Motion to adjourn by Alderman Driscoll, second by Alderman Bryant. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Meeting is adjourned. Thank you.
Night, kids.